So best friends got each other's back. We used to cruise around with a bass to the max. Everyone in school while I was in the lab, cooking up some beats that would turn into tracks. High school chillin', I was on a mission. I had bigger dreams of being a musician. Teachers always talked but I couldn't seem to listen. I lived in a fantasy land, they called it fiction. But I was gonna be big one day, playing shows on the road to a sold out stage. Nobody really cared or believed I would make it anywhere close, I would fail and fade. But that's cool, I love that, cause any little doubt gives me energy back. And now I'm in a place where I'm glad I never gave up on the dreams I had. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. Yeah, let's go. So if you want something big, you gotta swing fast, swing hard and commit. You might miss 10 times, but when you hit, just make sure that you get all of it, okay? People at the top took risks. Investing and testing is all that they did. It's not complicated, it just takes grit. So never give up, take a swing at it. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the Pick and Roll Podcast, episode number 42. I'm here with my guys, Coach Ed Glanley, Rios, and Blaze Radio. How are you guys doing?
Good, what's happening?
Good, hanging in there. You?
I'm doing good. Despite the whole James Harden stuff, I'm doing good. But I feel like we got to start off. What was that? Oh, I thought I heard something. We got to start off with the Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is traded to the Boston Celtics out of all teams. Boston. So their Celtics are sending Robert Williams III, Malcolm Brogdon, a 2024 first-round pick via Golden State, and 2029 first-round pick is headed towards the Blazers also. So how do you guys feel about this trade? Does this make them better than the Bucks? Whoever wants to start.
Some kind of level, because we asked just on a previous episode, who's going to replace Marcus Smart? It was Marcus Smart, but it's what they had on the roster already. So I think it's going to be interesting between them and Milwaukee. See who comes out on top of that series.
Yeah. And there was actually something, I think said all GM said that the Boston is the best team right now. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit. Blaze, how do you feel about Drew Holiday going to the Celtics? Okay. All right. Coach, how do you feel?
Excuse me. It does make it intriguing. It does make it, in a sense, if you want to argue a top tier race in the Eastern Conference, and then everyone else is, trying to fight to either get into that top tier or for the third spot.
Yep.
My only question in reference to all of this is Boston's depth, because that to me right now is a factor. You lose someone out of their starting group, and you really don't, especially in the low post. Who do you have behind Porzingis, Al Horford? Who else is there? Because don't forget, you also lost what's his name? The other Williams who went to Dallas. So
Oh,
you're
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
so what type of depth do you have down low? So it's the start of the season. I get it. So, and I'm not really dived into Boston like that, but I do wonder what type of depth do they have.
Right. Blaze, you got anything to say about Drew Holiday going to Celtics?
Well, I saw today that he said something like he's happy there, that gives him the best chance to win a championship, the move he made. So I don't really take it as a shot to the other teams, but the guy seems happy there, and that's always a plus. Like Coach says, the bench took a little hit there, but overall, I mean, to keep their two big stars and get Drew could make a difference, but it's a question of the entire team, like Coach says as well.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at the depth chart right now. They didn't really update it yet. I don't know why. They should be on that. But as of right now, for their front court, they got Brissett behind Porzingis, and they have Al Horford starting, obviously. And then you got Lamar Stevens. So they don't really have a front court depth, even though Tatum can play the 4. So right now they have Derek White as the point guard, but Drew Holiday will go there. So it'll be would it be Holiday at point guard or would it be Derek White? I think it'll be Holiday, right?
Well, who's going to be the 2 guard then?
Derek
Because
White. It'll be Derek White.
What about Brown? What about Brown?
Brown can play the 3, right?
So
And then
now
Tatum can play the 4.
So Tatum is starting off at the 4 to start the season.
Yeah, that's my guess. But on this depth chart, they have him on 3, and again, they did not update this. And then you could have Porzingis at the 5.
It could be something where it's going to be based on their matchups too. It depends on who they're playing. They can move things around a little bit, which in today's game, like we've talked about the last few weeks, pretty much positionless. So if you have the ability to move your lineup around a little bit here and there to accommodate playing against a bigger team, a smaller team, a faster team, they may have to shuffle their lineup a little bit.
Yeah,
which isn't a problem.
It's not a problem at all. It's just for the starting lineup, I think it's the best in the league right now. This is the best starting lineup in the league. If you want to include Giannis and Dame, maybe that could be one.
Who is Milwaukee starting 5 right now?
Here, let me pull it up real quick. I'm on the Celtics.
Because I'm sitting here thinking, and like I'm talking about the low post depth. Boston, you have Bobby Portis Jr., you have Giannis, you have Brook Lopez. I don't know who else is on there, but that just shows me you still have. Milwaukee has better low post depth, as well as they can defend out of the low post.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have Porzingis guarding Giannis on a regular basis.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah. Right now, right before it's outdated, they got Holiday at the 1, Grayson Allen at the 2, but Dame will go to the 1. I think Middleton would stay at 3, Giannis at 4, and you got Lopez at 5. But will Grayson Allen stay at the 2? My guess. You got
Allen traded.
You got Connington.
Allen wasn't traded.
Was he? Because you can have Pat Connaughton at the 2 as well.
Didn't Grayson Allen go to Portland in the trade?
I guess that makes sense.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I thought he went to Portland.
I'm just gonna look up the trade right now.
Updated their lineup.
Oh, not stats. Oh my god. Sometimes
he went to the Suns. Allen went to the Suns.
Oh.
That's what Daniel Berry just tweeted. He said he went to the Suns.
Thank you, Daniel, because I'm looking up right now. The Bucks get Lillard. The Trailblazers get Ayton, Kamara, Holiday, 2029 first-round pick, and 2 first-round pick swaps with the Bucks. Then the Suns get Grayson Allen, Keon Johnson, Nasir Little, who I like a lot, and Nurkic.
So Milwaukee's two guard is who's they're going to be their 2 guard right now.
It could be Pat Connaughton.
So that's where the matchups probably, differ. Yes, they have Dame, but you can argue that Boston has better wings and maybe the point guard. Well, point guard is going to Dame, but the wings, the 2 and the 3, where Milwaukee has the low post depth. Also, I mean, low post as well as the depth there. So
Yeah.
it's
And
going to be a better matchups. Which one is going to be more efficient?
they also got Malik Beasley, so he could start at the 2. And then you have Connaughton, I guess. Yeah, I think you could put him at the 2 either way, but
Milwaukee has depth over Boston. That's really what it is. Boston,
Yeah.
right now, Boston is putting all their eggs into Porzingis. They really are.
yeah.
And if Porzingis goes down for any extended period of time, that's.
And then Wally goes, yep, blocking defense. That's what Milwaukee's got.
Mm-hmm.
So with them being 1 and 2, who's going to be the 3? Who's going to be the 3rd seed? I hate it to be us, honestly, but I think
If
it
y'all
might
don't
be.
trade Harden, I will put y'all there. Either you or Miami. Depends on what Miami does to replace the guys that they lost. Now that I think about it too.
Right. I think Miami took a step back with all the
So-
pieces they lost, and they did not get Dame, Holiday, or Harden. So I feel like Holiday or the Heat took a step back.
So it could be you guys. It could be Cleveland.
Cleveland is one. Hold on, I got the.
I know some are going to say the Knicks. I still think the Knicks are probably fifth best in the East,
I can see that. Yeah. So
5th or 6th, along with Brooklyn. To me, Brooklyn and the Knicks and Atlanta are all in that same grouping right there, because you would put it, Philly at 3, maybe Miami at 4, Cleveland at 4, Miami at 5, one of the two. So, and then the Nets are bringing up the rear, or in that 6th spot, and then the other one is probably going to be in the play-in.
yeah. These trades definitely made the Eastern Conference better, without a doubt. So you brought up Sixers and Harden because Harden went back to practice today.
Mhm.
Boy.
Apparently,
He's holding up the goalpost. That's what he's doing. He's standing there holding one of the balls. He's getting rebounds for people. Probably having a snack or two.
Okay, so if you get rid of
Test out
Harden,
concessions.
what is your team going to look like, though? Honestly, what
if
is your team
Harden's
going to?
still there,
No, if he's traded out.
it depends on where we get back.
I don't know if he's going to get traded now, man. I'm kind of leery. I'm on the other side of the fence thinking he's going to stick around until, like, if someone gets hurt or, and like I've said a million times the last few weeks, I give a lot of shit on Harden, but I know he's a great player. If he can mesh and he could not be a locker room problem or on the court problem, you got to think, like you guys were just saying, right outside of Milwaukee and the Celtics would be teams like Miami and Philly. But Harden would have to be there for them to be contending, in my opinion. He leaves. That's a big hole. I mean, I love Maxey, but he's no Harden. I'm a realist here. He's no Harden. He would have to make a huge jump, and someone would have to come off the bench and make a huge jump to fill the gap that Harden would leave.
I feel like this will be Maxey's year that he signs because look at all he's done under Doc Rivers, just like his bad coaching. And then with Nick Nurse, his development can help Maxey a little bit with his playmaking, his defense, and stuff like that. So I feel like this could be Maxey's year.
I hope so too, but think about this. What if Embiid does want moved throughout the year or after the year? If you, as Maxey, would you want to stick around if the Sixers are going to get rid of Embiid and maybe look to rebuild? He may want to leave. I don't know. I mean, I think Embiid starts doing this "I'm out of here" thing. That could dismantle the whole team.
How young is Maxey?
It's only his third year, right?
Yeah.
Why would he? If Harden and Embiid want to leave, that means the show is his. I wouldn't want to leave. It's the ball's in my court, and now I could develop. You build around me.
if he can be that guy. We don't know if he can be. I'd love to see him be that guy. We haven't seen that yet. I think he can be that guy, but that's a good point. If he can be that guy, shit, take it over.
But think about it from Maxi's perspective. He's going to think he's that guy. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, well, if Embiid wants to go, fine. I'll take the reins. I'll be the man. It's time for me to step up and show what I can do, and I could be that type of player to help build this team around. I mean, for this team to build around. So, I guess you're right.
Would you get back from Embiid too? If they got a whole bunch of picks, he might want to stick around and be like, hey, you're going to surround me by some young people? Sure, let's do it.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's the thing. So, you know, there's one team that we have forgot to talk about too, Chicago. I mean,
their head coach, right? Or just in general.
Yeah, and you still have some talent there. So Chicago has to be put in the mix. Maybe not in the top echelon, but they're in the middle of that pack too. And I saw somebody Walter put in about the Magic. You know, are the Magic? Do we consider the Magic a middle of the pack team in the East, or are they still at the bottom?
I think they're still at the bottom because they're too guard heavy. Like they only got Paolo Banchero. Who else is behind Banchero for the forwards? Mm-hmm. So for me, I've been saying that for God knows how long. And remember when they got McClung? So I'm like, they're just getting guards left and right. Like they have Wagner, they have Banchero, they have Wendell Carter Jr., and that's basically it. And then Joe Ingles, and then you got the other Wagner. So Jet Howard, and I love Jet Howard, but I got Bidit. I can't pronounce that guy's name. But,
So they're in the bottom of.
We have John
who? Yeah. Okay. So they're. I mean, that's where I look at it. The East has your top two teams, and then maybe you want to say teams that are right in the middle of the pack. And I don't think the teams that are on the bottom though are really that far off.
No, there's a big traffic jam, I think, in the East. Other than those the top echelon teams, there's players. All of those teams have big time players that if they make that jump or make a change or mesh better with someone else, we could see a little transition with some of those teams. You got teams like Cleveland and Orlando. They're young teams out there.
Charlotte,
a lot of young teams out there in the East.
Because Charlotte also getting whatchamacallit back too, not just on Ball, but what's his name, Bridges. Yeah, Bridges is going to be there for 1 year, so I forgot about them. So those teams, you have teams that could fight all the way up to number 3.
And there's parity in the East, which is good. That's good. I like parity in the East like that.
I do too. So, TRL, what's good?
What's up?
Hey.
So, how do you feel about the Jrue Holiday trade? I know your sons were in it.
I mean, to be honest, I now I don't really trust the Celtics' depth. I mean, they do got Derek White, but who else they got? I mean, other than that, they traded Brogdon. So I mean, do they really have a backup for Porzingis now? I mean, they got rid of Robert Williams, so they got to rely on Porzingis.
I just had it. Let me pull it back up. I just had it.
Yeah, we were just talking about that exactly.
So they got to rely on him to stay healthy now. So I mean, I feel like the Celtics. I feel like it was kind of a bad trade for them. I mean, it helps their starting lineup, but after what I saw last year, you got to have depth in order to win. So
So right now they did not update the depth chart on ESPN, but they have Porzingis there, Horford there. But remember, you can still play Tatum at the 4 and Brown at the 3 and whatever, vice versa. So it's positionless. So I don't know, with the bench, it's going to be kind of tough. I mean, they do have Pritchard. I don't know if people like him. I think he's underrated, honestly. Lamar Stevens, Brissett. I mean, it could be better. It could honestly be better. The team I think took the most hit was Miami. That was the team that I think took the most hit because they lost. Who? I'm drawing the blank name. Max Hughes is one. Who's the other guy?
Gabe Vincent.
Gabe Vincent, thank you. So those two they lost. They did not get Holiday. They did not get Harden. They did not get Dame. All they have now is emo Jimmy Butler.
Well, the one thing that may help them, and it's a big if, Tyler Hero comes back healthy and makes a big difference. He does help that cause a little bit because they didn't have him towards the end of last year. But yeah, as a whole, they did lose some very integral parts to see them make a run again. I think teams like Miami and Boston, maybe they're still going to make a move or two before, we never know.
I'm looking at Boston's roster from NBA.com. You have Delano Banton, O'Shea Brissett, Jaylen Brown, J.D. Davison, Sam Hauser, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, Luke Cornett, Shvi Mykolic, Kristaps Porzingis, Peyton Pritchard, Neemias Queta, Jay Scrubb, what a name, Lamar Stevens, DJ Stewart, Jason Tatum, Jordan Walsh, and Derek White. Now that's from their official website.
So no depth, basically.
For not having a lot of depth for the big guys, that's a hell of a three. If you look at the three they got, Tatum, Brown, and now Drew is one hell of a three for the front court, back court.
No, I give them their starting five is going to be whoever's the fourth that they pencil in. I mean, Derek White. Their starting five is definitely one that can compete. We're talking about, and it's not even the backup point guard per se or the wings. It's low post.
Yeah.
Luke Cornett. You're going to rely on Luke Cornett, if anyone. Let me see. O'Shea Brissett, maybe 6'7", 210. He averages 6 points a game last year. Neemias Queta played in 5 games, 2.4 points per game. I mean, he's a 7-footer, but other than that, I see where Mitch is going. Tatum is probably going to have to back up at the four sometime. So,
big guys in that scenario are going to have to rely on other than scoring. I mean, they got enough scoring with their stars. The big guys are going to have to defend, rebound. I mean, that's pretty much what they'll be role players. So if they can fill those roles, they, like we've been saying, that's a solid team, but it's going to get tested once, what if one of those three goes down for a couple weeks, something like that, because it's going to happen. I mean, NBA is going to have injuries throughout the whole year. You got to plan, possibly if a guy goes down and, who's next man up. And what you guys are all saying, Coach and both TRL said, they don't have too many next man up that can keep them in the position that they're at, which is on the top of the East.
Yes. Yeah. Now, when it comes to the coaching, right, look at Boston. Milwaukee got a new head coach. My bad. They got a new head coach over there. That's going to be some getting used to. New players, new coach, new system. Who knows if that will work out. And then with Boston, did they get a new head coach? No,
it was last year. No, it was last year. Last year was his first year. He took over for he ended up with
Udoka. Yep.
Yeah, Udoka.
Yeah, Udoka left, and then you have Brad Stevens going up to the GM spot. That was a good move for them. Honestly.
I'll tell you what, Dame Lillard looks really good in the Bucks uniform. I have to say that. I mean, they've been.
He does.
I'm like, the dude looks like he was been on that team or something. So I'm hoping they mesh well.
He doesn't look happy to be there, though. I'll tell you that much.
No?
You know what he said when they were taking pictures of the jerseys? He was like, "I never had a team like this."
Not really.
No, the best teammate he's ever had, give or take, CJ McCollum.
Yeah, when those two were running together, it was a hell of a backcourt. But yeah, he hasn't had like multiple Pro Bowl All-Stars on the same team with him.
Pro Bowl. Well, funny.
R.I.P. Pro Bowl.
Kobe Bryant is the GOAT of all time. I don't care what anyone says.
All right, Joe. You're allowed to have your favorite Joker. Jordan would eat him alive in back in the day for me.
Well, you spelled Bryant wrong. He spelled Bryant wrong.
He just missed
They
it.
were calling the go, bro.
We know who he's talking about.
Yeah, I know. I know that, but it's just like
Shout out to Joker. Marley, good to see you guys in the chat. Chuckles. My man Chuck.
That's right. They picked up Cameron Payne too. Milwaukee.
Campaign.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about earlier.
Enjoy those Correct shots and missed layups. Enjoy that, Milwaukee.
But see, he's probably come off the bench, so you don't have to rely on him as a starter per se. So,
Yeah.
I still think Jalen Brown should wear that mask all the time.
Right? I
Right?
love that. Right.
Jay Crowder,
I'm surprised we don't
Rodney
see
Lopez.
more NBA players wearing masks because
Yeah, they
I mean,
banned
with
it.
arms, elbows flying around and shit.
They
If that
banned it.
said best starting 5 in the NBA, maybe, but best roster, no. I'm sorry.
That's what we were talking about. This is what I was talking about.
Mhm.
So,
Maybe in the East.
yeah. Speaking of the Bulls, coach, Chicago Bulls head coach Billy Donovan is a favorite to be the first coach fired.
Oh God, I hate talking about people
Man,
losing their jobs.
Mm.
What's up, Chad?
Even started yet. We haven't even started training camp.
Yeah, I'm not-
Is Lonzo out for the year?
I think so.
Oh,
I
boy,
don't
here it
know.
goes.
Pretty much.
If he's out for the year, then I get why they're putting him on this list. I get it. Don't like hearing it, but it makes sense because you don't have probably one of your better playmakers. But what does he have with the rest of the team though? The rest of the team does have to step up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who else did he got? Levine?
DeMar, Levine,
DeMar Levine. That's
Nikola Vucevic.
Vucevic. I mean, come on. He's not what he once was. The guy
Mhm.
lost his step. The guy lost his step. So many steps. The guy is soft now. Oh, here's a good one. The LA Clippers and Paul George are having active contract extension talks.
Oh God.
Wow.
Tiro, you want me to send it to you?
I mean, if it actually happens, and I'm just gonna have a field day with it.
Can you imagine if that actually happened? No.
Is it just me?
I
or
wish
him
I
and-
would get a raise for missing work.
Is it just me or him and Kawhi seem to be just wasting away in LA?
I don't think it's
They are.
that.
They're there to collect the paycheck.
It
Clippers
seems,
give bags to guys that it's a retirement home in that
yeah.
for that
I
team.
mean, like you said, I looked at their list of their players here. I mean, when you got a lot of them that don't even have pictures by them, they ain't that great. And yeah, they don't have very much besides the 2 or 3 you named. I mean, Andre Drummond,
And
Kobe White, maybe.
Yeah. I like Kobe White.
Me
West-
too. But overall,
Westbrook.
yeah,
Westbrook.
they're hurting.
Yeah. Andre Drummond.
yeah.
This one's funny. First thing that comes to your mind when you see this player.
Tobias.
Yeah.
Better than you guys are giving him credit for in comparison to a lot of players in the league.
I mean, the only thing is, coach, it's just the month. It's just the contract.
Is it 40 million?
Yeah.
That's
This
the
is
first-
his contract year.
That's the
So
first.
after this year,
And how many guys are going to be surpassing that contract in a little bit of time? Because the money in the NBA is flowing. It just is, and I get it. I understand. You're looking at his money now. Was he get $40 million a year, and you're saying he's not worth it? But when you're getting guys who are making 60 and now pushing 70 million, is his contract really that bad?
for his production on the court when the time matters the most, yes.
Yeah.
But it's in the playoffs. He was nowhere to be seen. This
That's
last
fair.
second round
That's
exit.
fair. I'm just still saying.
Yeah,
the
recently
same
he's, I
thing.
mean, he may have somewhat earned it when he got the contract, but he sure as hell didn't earn it. He ain't earning it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only
That's
reason
fair.
he got it
Potential, yes. Potential, yes, to be as good as like we're saying, but he hasn't been pulling his weight recently.
Production is not there. That's
No.
fair. I
the only reason he got that contract is because Jimmy Butler wanted out. We did not force Jimmy Butler out. He was like, okay, I'm gone. So we could not afford to lose both at that time. So knowing Ellen Brand at that time, he panicked. Here you go. Here's the money. Here's the money. So that's
So,
why.
in some regard, I can't blame him because if that's the case, if somebody is throwing the money at you, okay, I'm going
If
to take
I'm
the money.
Tobias, I would definitely take that.
Yeah, that's
I
my
would definitely
point.
take that.
That's
But
my
I'm just
point.
saying-
But I get it. The production hasn't met the value of the contract at the time.
Yeah.
But and right now, contracts are exceeding that. And what I'm saying is eventually it's going to make his contract look like a bargain. Right now, because he hasn't been producing, I get you. I understand. You know, it's kind of like me with Julius Randle.
Yeah.
You know, so but you know, Julius Randle is still a talented player. Harris is still a talented player. A lot of teams would take him and still pay him $40 million for him to be on their team. That you guys have championship aspirations. I get it. I get it, and that's valid.
Yep. This is this is his contract year. So I said this before. I think he'll get traded at the deadline. Whoever wants him for like
or show us what you got, Tobias. Prove us wrong. Show us the old Tobias. I'm not against that. It would really help the team if he step up.
Yeah, there's one game he played so bad. My video about him last year started blowing up.
Oh, geez.
My title was Tobias Harris sucks. And then now I'm getting comments like, oh, he's terrible now. I'm like, he always was, in my opinion. Oh, here we go. One's got to go.
Pelinka.
Yeah,
I'll keep the top. I'll keep the top two. The others can go for me.
I'm not touching Pat Riley or Danny Ainge. They're legends to me.
Yeah.
On and off the court, so I ain't touching those two.
I think Stevens is the guy I'm gonna let go.
I'd keep Stevens.
And you let go Pelinka?
I would.
Yeah, he's just weird looking.
I'm not okay. Are we talking about looks, or are we talking about are we talking looks, or are we talking about what they do as
both? He's just a weird dude. I'd get him off my screen. I don't want to see him.
Steven hasn't been in his job that long to really do anything. I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, Udoka, when he went to the championship, was really a byproduct of Stevens as the head coach. So Stevens really wasn't a GM or president of a basketball operation, whatever his title is, to really build the team. Right now, you could start to say this team is going to be his baby for me. I mean, that's why I said I'll keep the top two. They're proving themselves over and over again. Pelinka, look, you got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I mean, that's probably why you get a pass in some eyes, but he hasn't produced it to me either. But, you know, the other two championships, they've won championships in all phases. So whether as a player, as a head coach, and not as the head coach, as a player or as an executive, and Riley as a head coach also. So top two need to retire.
Riley's just a basketball genius.
Yeah.
Well,
Riley's always been a basketball genius.
Don't forget, he mentored under, you know, some have their issues with him, but you know, Adolph Rupp is, what can you say? That's Kentucky basketball right there.
Yeah. I mean, you think of Pat Riley's done it in different facets with different organizations. It's not just like, hey, I got lucky because I had, like you said, with Pelinka, LeBron, and AD. Riley's done it for decades, on and off the field, behind the desk, on the court, everywhere. He's been a genius.
And I think he did it in high school because he's from Long Island. So I think he did it in Long Island, he did it in college, and in the NBA.
Steve Kerr plans to have Klay Thompson defend the power forwards.
That's a suspect picture. What the hell is he looking at? Why does he look so confused?
So he's gonna guard Giannis? Okay.
Wait.
Look at that.
Wait, huh? I'm like, I saw this before, and I'm like, wait, no way.
Because this is going to be another scenario of you're going to see this five sometimes. You'll see a different five every once in a while. And when it comes to teams that have more big men, they're going to switch it out.
Yeah.
They're going to have a bunch of starting fives.
I mean, Draymond should be the 4.
If you look at the lineups, especially in the Western Conference, that lineup is not going to work out. I'm sorry. It's just not.
Any lineup that has Klay and Steph, I don't care how old they are, you're competing.
Yeah, you're competing.
Let me ask this question then. If he says he's going to guard the 4, don't forget the 4 has to guard him also.
True.
So, you know, it's a catch-22. I mean, you could still throw a little zone in there to give him a little bit of help. So, and now you're going to turn around and have a 4 run around the court trying to guard one of the top 3-point shooters in the NBA. So I get it. I'm looking at it from both sides. Yeah, you might be able to, depending on who the power forward is. If it's a power forward who really is, you really don't concern yourself with per se. But again, if you're going up against Giannis, nah, I can't see that. There's no way I can see. You might hedge it a little bit, in a series, but for a whole game, I can't see that.
Mm-hmm.
How about against Anthony Davis when Anthony Davis is healthy?
True.
You could say that for a lot of people.
So,
you could say that for KD. A lot of these team players that can be uncoverable if they're on their game. I don't know. I wouldn't think too much into this. I think Warriors got a good team. Suns. Well, I mean, just like the opposite of what we were saying for the East, the West has, I'd say, in my opinion, 5 or 6 teams that could win the West.
Oh yeah, definite. Yes.
And, we got that middle tier in the East that are like 5 or 6 teams that can make that jump, but we only got 2 legit elite teams in the West. I'd say 5 elite teams that could win it.
Yeah.
Denver. No, I'm trying.
LA, Golden State, Phoenix. I'd throw all those teams in the mix.
I'll throw OKC as a dark horse.
That one too. Yep, definitely.
Memphis. I forgot about Memphis too.
Don't forget about Memphis and
you're right.
Sacramento. They got. I mean, any of those teams could win the West.
You think Sacramento can win the West?
No, they'll compete. They're up there. I don't think they win the West, but I'm just saying that there's like more teams on that top tier in the West.
Yeah.
And there's in the East. There's only 2, and then there's like 6 teams in the mid tier. And I like that too. The parity in the middle of the East is just like the parity in the top in the West. But I mean, everyone's got to be shooting for Denver.
Who pipes top 15 players for the?
Oh my god!
Oh, here we go.
How people are telling? I looked in the replies. Why would people saying Luka should not be top 2?
Well, he shouldn't be above Giannis. I'll say that.
I mean, yeah, I can give you that. I'll put Giannis there. Tatum there.
It's a little high for me.
That's a little high for Tatum.
Yeah, I think the list is about accurate, but I'd move a couple around a little bit.
Yeah, and look, Kawhi at 15 when he hasn't done anything.
It's like 30 games a year.
Same with AD. I would put Edwards above AD at this point.
Same. I agree.
Is there anyone missing that you would put on this list, and who would you take off?
Kawhi be the one I'd probably take off.
Take Kawhi off.
But who's missing then? If you're going to take him off, yeah, cool.
I'm sure you could argue for LeBron. If he's on the top of his game, how does he not one of the top 15 players? He's one of the greatest of all time. So that's one that could probably sneak in there, and I don't think too many people would argue.
That's fair.
Jamal, no, never mind.
John Morant.
I was going to say Jamal Murray, but no, never mind.
John Morant.
Well, if John Morant is on there, what about Zion?
He's got to prove it. I think he can make this list, but he's got to prove it on the court first.
I mean, when he's on the court last year, the Pelicans were number 1. Him and Ingram were deadly duo when he was healthy on the court.
I've heard a lot. I mean, not that ESPN analysts have everything going and they're always correct, but I've seen a lot of reports and a lot of things that saying Zion could be MVP this year. I mean, people are really putting him up on a pedestal, and I love it. I mean, if we get the Zion we were supposed to get coming out of college, sign me up. If he stays healthy and stays in shape, he's a dominant force. Not too many people can contain him. No one's going to want to stand in front of him. I wouldn't if he's coming to the. I mean, he's like Russell Westbrook with the body of Barkley, the way he attacks the rim. And if you're a defender, you got to be scared as shit, no matter who you are, if Zion's coming at it. So Zion could be anywhere from a bust this year and be nothing and get hurt again, or he could be the fucking MVP. That's huge. I mean, that's such a big difference. But I'd love to see him ball out. Him and Ja, I'm rooting for him all the way.
Exactly. So am I.
Donovan Mitchell might make that top 15. And Jaylen Brown. Those are 2 I'd probably consider. Even though Tatum's already up there, Jaylen Brown's a great player.
Okay, the question goes back to what I just said. If you're going
Kawhi.
to put them on, who are you taking? You said that's one. You just gave me two.
Well, the only one I would put in there was LeBron. I put LeBron in for Kawhi. The other two are just guys who could compete for it.
Okay.
I'm just looking at a different list here, and they got Mitchell at 12, Jaylen Brown at 13, Sabonis at 14, Kawhi
So
at 15.
this is I just found this actually. This
Halliburton,
is
too.
Hoop's top 100. Mather at 100.
I think Halliburton has the ability to sneak into that top 15 too. He
King
comes
of
out
Fox.
with
You can talk about Fox.
You're stopping at 100? You could go through the whole 100?
No, I'm scrolling down.
No, I was gonna say that's gonna take forever. We really gonna talk about Walker Kessler at 99?
I'm going to like the top 20.
Yeah, just see around 15 and see if there's any different than that list we were just looking at.
No, do it 25.
Hold on.
20,
Wait.
25.
Slow
Yeah.
scroller.
There you go. This is an OG.
That's the only one you wanted to see, I know. OG 69.
51 is Kristaps.
Where did they just have Victor Wembanyama?
40 something for Webby. And I just saw Maxey too in the 40s or late 30s.
There was
Which is fine.
Brunson.
Which is
Brunson
fine.
is 34. And Bridges is 33.
There's Zion.
Yeah. Sabonis.
Right.
Harden at
Harden.
23. Boo.
Can't argue it.
You can't.
Fox.
right.
I love De'Aaron Fox too.
De'Aaron Fox at 21. Brown at 20.
It depends on who's over him.
Halliburton.
I'm taking Brown over Halliburton. Sorry.
I am
Yeah,
too.
same.
Yeah, at this point, yep.
Taking Brown over Donovan Mitchell.
Yes. He's proven it. He's closed, and he's taken this team to the championship, even though they didn't win. So,
I'm taking Brown over Trae Young.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Here's the
That's a push. I'll say that right there with Brown and James. Which James are you getting? The older version or, and even still at 38, 39,
he still has a next gear if they make it in the playoffs and stuff, and he can still turn it up. See, Kawhi at 15, I'd still replace that. Nothing. I mean, 5 years ago, no, I'm keeping Kawhi in the top 15. Right now, he's out.
But the part-time player, Kawhi, way too high.
Yeah. So,
now, if that was Toronto's Kawhi.
Now, you didn't even show us the top 10.
We already seen the top 10. It was on here.
Oh, that's the same 10. Okay.
It's the same.
Okay.
I was like, I thought you found a different list. I was like, you don't take us all the way through the 100 and not throw us the
it was
top
yeah.
Okay.
It was the full link.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. All right, I need to pull this back up now. God damn, my computer's acting slow. Damn it.
Come on, Mitch, pull it together. Oh no, not the thumbs up.
The computer just wants a little TLC, Mitch. That's all. You gotta rub its little hiney.
Give us
a
the
little
fireworks.
bit.
Give us the fireworks.
Just say, "Come on, baby. Come on, baby."
No,
that's all you gotta say. To it.
Whisper it to the speaker.
Yeah, there you go.
Fireworks,
All right.
not competitive.
So Kyle Lowry expects to start for the Miami Heat at point guard.
Well, there you
Okay.
go. Good luck, buddy.
Oof.
Have fun with that one, Kyle. If you don't, there's a problem. Who else is going to start?
Teams are going to attack him, though. I really see it.
He's worth $3 billion. I saw that the other day too. Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
wow.
It's probably worth more than that.
Yeah, I think it's more than that. But hey, could LeBron be next up? Could LeBron be up there? Could he own it?
Well, what about Magic then?
Once he retires and
I
starts
think
buying
Magic
all kinds of shit.
Magic should reach it before him then, if that's the case, because with his part ownership in sports franchises, along with his other business ventures. Now, or is this strictly based off of money made through sports? Because if it's not, I'm looking at Magic because Magic has his foot in a lot of different businesses, a lot. So it's like, okay, we're talking about, billionaires and richest billionaire. So is that list, is that because because the only thing I know MJ was because of Charlotte, and he just sold his interest, so makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Magic Johnson is a part owner of Burger King and TGI Fridays.
Yep.
Movie
figure.
theater.
Yeah, I see
all
the
car
theaters, too.
washes. Don't forget the Reds. I mean, sorry, the Commanders and the Dodgers. Well, let's be real. It's coming back. They're going to be the Redskins because they're already being sued. So
Yeah. I agree.
So, but again, I know the political correctness is the Commanders, so I will respect that. But again, Magic is invested in all of that, and I have to believe he has a portfolio that's inclusive, something in dealing with the stock markets or.
In end of July, there's a report that Magic Johnson was worth $1 billion for his empire. So
what?
That's July 21st, 2023. The Dodgers, the Sparks, the MLS club, investment in the Commanders, $1 billion empire for Magic.
Wow.
So if he's got $1 billion and LeBron's at $3 billion, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, wow.
As long as those billionaires are giving back.
Yeah.
Support the charities, support the United States. As long as they're giving back, which we don't know if they are, but I hope they are.
I heard Magic is one of the things Magic does is he supports minority hiring, being diverse with his hiring practices. So it's so to me that's part of giving back.
Yeah, and LeBron has that school that he started and stuff, things like that, like changing the communities and helping everyone. Oh, I thought it was Bryce Harper for a second.
Yeah, I've done that so many
Bryce
times.
Harper.
I've done that so many times.
Y'all got me too because I had to double check. Huh?
Yeah, it was a great game last night. Great Phillies game.
Well,
Yeah, we can win tonight. I feel like we can win tonight and just sweep them. Yeah. So I found this question on Twitter. If Giannis was 6'2", would he be a great NBA player?
No.
X.
6'2"?
Yes.
No. He needs a jump shot at 6'2" or crazy handle.
If you watch his jump shot too, he does shoot an old school top of the jumper, height of the arm. So with someone as tall as him, it's almost impossible to block a shot if they're shooting a legit jumper like that up top. A lot of people still shoot from the face or the side of the head. The correct way is way over your head, the top of your wrist.
No, he wouldn't because the Knicks have somebody. The Knicks have somebody who basically is Giannis at 6'2". I knew you think about it.
I'm going.
He played at West Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
He's very good at defense, very long arms. Because I will give Giannis that, but his jump shot in the NBA, he dominates. He dominates in the G League, but in the NBA, Deuce is just not there. He should be the backup point guard, especially playing in Tibbs' offense. Deuce McBride, come on, man! Coming out when I saw his bio coming out of college, I was just like, oh wow, this kid, might have, but his jump shot is not there. And Giannis reminds me of a 6'2" version of Giannis. He'll attack the lane, he'll attack the paint, but
he can be smooth too. He can be smooth, kind of like a little bit of a George Gervin-ish smooth. Not as smooth as George Gervin, but I'm a big fan of Giannis. I like Giannis a lot. I'm so glad they finally got him some help. I mean, not that he didn't have help before, but I said the same thing about Dame up in Portland. I like to see those guys who have been kind of pulling their weight and their team having some surrounding and see what happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a really fun NBA season. You know what the best part of this season is going to be?
What?
The mid-season tournament.
Who's going to win that?
The Grizzlies. I just threw the first name out I could think of.
It's going to be the Lakers. That's the only trophy they're going to win this year.
Oh, jeez. And then they'll have a parade in LA the next day like they won the championship. Carry around the mid-season tournament.
I'm trying to go for a dark horse team.
Magic.
Kings. I'll go Sacramento.
Okay,
On
you're
that
only
one.
talking about, we'll see how it goes. I'm a skeptic at this point. Why we even need it?
I'm
But
still confused on like certain days are for the tournament and certain days are not.
yeah,
Like,
Same as WNBA.
and there will
Well-
be a couple teams at the end of the year that have played more games than the other teams. That's what I don't like. Because you got 4 or 5 games that are going to be Tuesday, Thursday, or whatever part of that tournament. But then the teams that make it to the next round, that's bonus games. From what I read when we looked into it a couple weeks ago. And I'm thinking, so there's going to be a couple teams that have a couple games more than other teams. And you have play-in for playoff too. So that's weird to me. I mean, they're in those positions for a reason. I'm not an NBA executive, so I'm sure, they did it for a reason to pump up the ratings in the middle of the season a little bit, I'm sure. I'm sure they didn't pick scrub versus one of the best teams for some of those games. I'm sure they pick competitive games that are going to be part of that series. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm up for trying something new. Why not? Let's see if it works. But I will bust some balls on it.
Reminiscent of soccer, they do a lot of those tournaments in season with it's extra games, but the players complain about it. It's a lot of miles you're putting on your body.
yeah.
Well, load management and people we just talked about Kawhi and his 30 games. Now, what's this going to do? How many players are going to sit during this mid-season tournament because they don't give a shit? Or
But
they
they
need
win a
to
lot
win
of
heading
cash.
into the second half.
They win a lot of cash. That's the whole prize.
Well, unless it was like $1 million. Like I've been saying that for years with the dunk competition. Why can't we get a billionaire out there somewhere to say, let's give the dunk champ $3 million? Then we'll see some big names come back out of the woodwork.
Right. You know what's
but-
funny? I don't know if you guys saw this about Mark Cuban. He was on First Take, and then he goes, Taylor, go dump Travis Kelce. Come over here. We got a lot of single guys.
Yeah.
I love
Taylor
Cuban.
Swift. He wants the clout that Taylor Swift's bringing to the Chiefs. I think it's ridiculous. Even Travis Kelce came out today and said they're overdoing it. He goes, yeah, sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it's cool to see in the crowd what famous people were there. He goes, but with her, they're really overdoing it. It's your fault, Travis. Take your dick.
Why is it his fault? Why is it his fault? Because he's okay. People are intrigued. That's the point. People are intrigued by it. So I'm like, okay.
I mean, it's creating
I
the
don't
NBA
think-
fans. Maybe not the NBA fans we definitely
no.
need, but it is creating some. I mean, NFL fans
NFL, yeah.
and Chiefs fans.
I guess I'm just one of the minority who just like I'm not turned on by her. Been there, done that, had plenty of women like her.
Anybody
so-
that's going to make a song about you after you break up, I mean, that's suspect right there, man. And redheads are trouble. Redheads are trouble. They always.
She don't want to go. She don't want to go there making songs because I'll get into it and I'll make a song right back about her. Believe you me. Shit.
Mitch, I feel if Steph Curry was 7 feet tall, he would be better than Giannis.
But could he shoot like he can now if he was 7 feet
Could
tall?
he shoot? Could he dribble? Yeah, exactly.
His dribbling would be a lot different too.
My
Mhm.
God, that would be insane. if
And is
Steph Curry-
he going to be the same type of defender if he's 7 feet tall?
Yeah, I think
That's
Steph
the
Curry.
case.
I think Steph's
That's what-
exactly the
yeah.
height he should be.
He'll be Kristaps basically on defense.
That's like saying if Jordan was a 7-footer, would he have been better?
People were saying that about Iverson too. They said that about Iverson if he was bigger.
Yeah, but that's a big what if. I don't even like that's what ifs we shouldn't even be discussing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like
Mhm.
speculating, but if someone was a foot taller, would they be better? Height doesn't always equal skill in the NBA, people.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Height helps, but if you're not skilled,
I mean,
Height
look at
don't
Ben
mean
Simmons.
shit.
He won't shoot the ball.
that's a whole different story, Mitch. Why would you open that can of worms right now?
Hey,
You just got to get your digs on Ben Simmons every week. I get it.
after everything he put us through, yep.
I don't hate him. I still think he can have a comeback.
Oh, I
If he
believe
could-
that too. I can
If
see
he,
that.
if he really helps that team really escalate Mitch, are you ready for the pie in the face?
I gotta see him actually do something.
I understand that. I understand.
Talk
just
to me
said
when
if.
he's actually in the game 7, 2 seconds left, and goes up to the foul line, and tries to make it for the win.
That's fair.
Might as well throw Shaq at the free throw line then.
Yeah. Mitch, I feel if AI was 7 feet tall, he wouldn't. Okay, can we stop with
But
it?
would he be?
He wouldn't have the handle. His crossover wouldn't be as
Exactly.
deadly. Because you got a low center of gravity and someone crosses you over. That's different than a 7-footer trying to cross you over. I don't care if you're the best crossover player in the world, like Iverson arguably is. His crossover would not be as deadly if he was 7 foot tall.
Right.
That's my opinion. That's why this is a stupid argument. What if I was 7 foot tall instead of 6'3"? Would I be in the NBA? No, I'd still have my health issues, my back, my shoulder. Says that height doesn't give you everything.
Would I be in the NBA if I was a foot taller?
Yeah, see,
I'll be only 6'5".
It's a dumb conversation.
I know.
Change the subject.
Okay, we're done with that. We're done with that. So then basically,
I'd rather talk about James Harden.
okay, you want to talk about James Harden? How
No, I don't want to. Do you have the picture of him?
I wore it just for you, Mitch.
Yeah. Do you have the picture of him holding up the basket as he stands there during practice?
I saw that.
Oh boy! If they could clip, they're not going to take a picture of him crossing someone over or shooting the ball. They take a picture of him standing on the sidelines holding the ball with his arm on the basketball.
No.
It's like,
Bruce, don't be sorry.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry, man.
Don't be sorry at all. You're good.
Get rid of the beard. I'm with you, Bruce, but I think we're keeping him. I think he's
we're
staying.
keeping him too.
For a guy who said he would never go anywhere near a team that was Daryl Morey's, he's at practice, so he's the liar now. He said he'd never go anywhere near that team, right? He's at practice. Who's the liar now? James Garbage.
Come on now, let's be real, man.
He's got to fulfill.
It's about that money. Exactly. That's that contract. He has to be there. He don't want to be there. You're already saying it. Body language is showing everything. It's either that or walk away from your contract. And he's getting how much? 30. Who's going to walk away from $30+ million? I don't care if I said I will never go to that by that organization. Y'all giving me $30 million? Okay. Here's my toothbrush. What floor do you want me to scrub?
But that's why when that shit happened, I was like, you don't say that in public, because now he looks like an idiot because he's back with the team he said he'd never be with as long as Daryl Morey's there. So, like, what did he expect? Them to fire Daryl Morey because he said that? Or was he just trying to look for a headline in China?
Both.
And I can't stand either one of that. But I'll flip my argument. If he plays,
all right, Chad,
he's a different character.
Yeah, Chad, I know. Clap, smack, jelly cakes. Mm-hmm.
Chad just copies everybody. He's copycat Chad.
Harden's been putting his foot in his mouth a lot. He talked himself off of max deal with the Rockets.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Dude,
not
just
nothing
say the
new.
right.
You're right. It's nothing new with Harden what he did. So nobody should really be surprised that he said that and still showed up to play or stand there, whatever it may be.
That's any player. They all do stuff like this. They all say stuff that is. We're like, why are you saying that? But then again, they come back around, and it's not just the players. Coaches are like that. Executives are like that. Owners are like that. When it comes to that money in the end, everybody will eat crow because they ain't trying to lose that paper.
Telling you, his best scenario would have been Dame coming to Philly and James and whatever else going up there, and then he could score 1 million points and be on a shitty team and pad his stats. Go somewhere else, be on a shitty team and pad your stats. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he proves that this year he wants to win a championship, he wants to play, and he proves me completely wrong.
He said when he met with the Rockets, he said he wanted to be a scoring champ again. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, how many players you hear come out and say that? A lot of times you talk to players and they're like, you know what? I'd rather win a championship than a scoring title. I want that guy on my team, not the guy who only wants to win a scoring title. That's just
Yep. All right, guys. So that's going to conclude the Pick and Roll Podcast episode number 43. I just want to say one thing. Shout out to our guy, Nicky Steve. Good luck in whatever you're doing, bro. We're always here if you need anything. Shout out to you, Nicky. Felt like I had to say that. So, yeah
definitely.
Make sure you guys hit the
team.
like. Huh?
He's a member of the team. He's always welcome back.
Yeah. All right, guys. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and we'll catch you all later. Everyone have a good one. Wait. Damn, coming. Yep, you're welcome. You're welcome, Bruce. I'll talk
Thank
to you.
you,
I'll
Bruce.
see you for the Phillies game in an hour or a half hour. All right, we'll catch you all later. Have a good one. Peace.